Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be making a recipe from this Paleo Autoimmune Protocol diet, the AIP diet. I don't know if you guys have watched my other videos, but I have had some thyroid problems and also a 30% chance of Hashimoto's, which my aunt has, which is an autoimmune disease that attacks the thyroid. So I have changed my diet completely to be autoimmune friendly, which is to go gluten-free, try to go dairy-free, and I'm also sugar-free. So this Paleo Autoimmune Solution cookbook, I'm gonna be just taking recipes out from the book and just trying to learn how to cook in a whole new way for myself to prevent having any autoimmune issues in the future. So today I'm going to be making, I don't know if you can see it, but this beef and green cabbage stir fry. So it looks really good. I love beef. I'm a little bit anemic, so red meat is like a huge plus for me. So come with me and let's make this recipe.
So I'm actually going to use bison instead of beef because if you guys know, I just love bison. So here I am dicing up the onion. It just called for a half onion, but since I'm doubling the recipe, I decided to do a whole onion. And of course, I went over and above and got 2 onions. So I'm going to have to use that second onion for something else because couldn't use it for this. So yeah, here's the chopped onion going in, and then I'm gonna chop up some cabbage. It didn't really say how to cut the cabbage, so I just it said shred cabbage, so I just kind of cut it the way. Guys, I haven't had cabbage in probably since I was a kid, and I love cabbage, so I don't know why I haven't had it. But it almost, the texture was almost like a pasta or something. It with the meat and everything, it tasted really good. It had a really good texture. And so now I decided to add some sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are one of the root vegetables that are allowed in the AIP diet. Some people allow white potatoes and white rice. I think I'm still gonna allow myself to eat white rice, but I'm gonna try to cut out white potatoes unless I'm at a restaurant or something, just to kind of do more of the low carb diet. I was on kind of a low carb diet with the factor meals, and so I'm trying to kind of emulate that because I was losing weight on the factor meals. It just had too much gluten and dairy, and so this diet is gluten-free and it's also dairy-free for the most part. It's really just meat and veggies diet with a little bit of root vegetables. So I decided to add some root vegetables instead of going completely no carb because you can have kind of a detox effect if you go completely no carb. And I think I was in ketosis when I was doing factor because it was so low carb, but I definitely noticed that I perform energy-wise and brain-wise and workout-wise better with at least a little bit of starch in my diet, not going completely low carb. But yeah, sweet potatoes are allowed, so I thought I would try some sweet potatoes. And there I'm getting the pot going. I'm gonna use some salt just to boil. They always say salt helps the water boil faster. And then I'm gonna go ahead and saute some minced garlic. I'm gonna do probably 3 tablespoons of minced garlic. You can never get enough minced garlic. And then I'm gonna kind of saute that until it smells a little bit. And then I'm gonna saute the onions until they're fragrant. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my beef. So I'm adding bison. I'll show you guys what bison, just ground natural bison. Sometimes I do organic, sometimes I don't. But bison meat is just a really good go-to for me. And I love it because I'm anemic, and so it's just red meat is always just really nice. I really appreciate the way it makes my brain feel. I'm going in with a little paprika, garlic, lemon pepper, a little Italian seasoning, some onion powder, a little bit of everything seasoning. This steak blend seasoning is really good. And then also some no salt Creole. I found the no salt version of Creole and it's been my favorite, and also a little minced onion. But yeah, no salt Creole. So good. And it takes away the high sodium, so you just get all the seasonings without the salt, because I like to add my just Himalayan salt. I like to add just that, and then I'm adding the cabbage into the beef and onion and garlic mixture. I was almost wondering if I needed to add broth, but the fat from the bison is actually what's going to cook this down. So I'm stirring my sweet potatoes. I'm going to actually stir fry those in the juices of the bison once I'm done cooking. I added a little extra olive oil. Here I drained the sweet potatoes, and I'm just mixing that up until it's completely steamed and the cabbage is done. And I'm gonna go in with all my seasonings one more time. I like to do that. I like to season the meat, and then if I add a vegetable, I'll season it again, because you know I'm all about that seasoning life. So I'm gonna let that steam for a little bit longer. Then I'm gonna take the sweet potatoes, and in the bison juice, I transferred all of the bison and cabbage into a separate bowl. I'll show you guys. I just put that all in a separate bowl, the juices and everything, but I left a little bit of the flavoring inside of the pot. I didn't rinse out the pot because I'm going to stir fry the sweet potatoes in there. I'm going to add a little tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce. Then I'm going to add all the seasonings that all the seasonings that you saw me put on the meat, except for the steak, but mostly all the seasonings I use. And I'm just stirring that up, and I'm gonna add a couple more ingredients to really spice it up. I took a little taste of the sweet potato, and it was really good, but it was missing a couple things, so I added a little bit of salt. This monk fruit sweetener, which is a sugar-free sweetener coming from monk fruit, and then I added a little bit of Saigon cinnamon. Now guys, this little bit of cinnamon, it makes the sweet potatoes perfectly sweet and savory. And then the recipe called for chopped up cilantro to be added at the very end to the beef and cabbage mixture. So I chopped up the cilantro, added that to the beef and cabbage mixture, and it said just to go ahead and stir it until wilted. So I went ahead, and I guess this is kind of like the garnish, and it added a really nice flavor. I was surprised, usually I only do cilantro and kind of like Mexican foods, but I actually really loved the cilantro in the beef and cabbage mixture. Then I'm meal prepping this. It didn't make as much as I wanted it to make, but it did make 2 dinners worth of food, and so we'll have dinner for tonight and tomorrow night, which is awesome. But I'm gonna have to get creative, because when you're doing just meat and veggies, you don't have a lot of fillers like rice or other things to kind of make the food bigger, I guess, or stretch longer. So this will just be fun to kind of figure out how to make my meals last at least 3 to 4 days. That's always helpful for me, but I'm gonna have to get creative on this. So that's how it turned out.
So here it is, y'all. Let's have a taste. Really good. So good. The bison goes really well with the cabbage. All the seasonings, yes, so good. Let's try a little sweet potato. Woo! Delicious. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Come back to my channel for more recipes, more health tips, and I hope you guys have the best day.